Your life as every level of bodybuilder. Level 1, the beginner. You start with a mirror, not a stage, not a trophy, not a crowd screaming your name. Just a mirror in your bedroom, bad lighting, and a body you don't really understand yet. You lift your arm, you flex. Nothing happens. You turn sideways. Still nothing. But something inside you changes. For the first time, you don't just look at your body like something you were given. You look at it like something you could build. The gym feels terrifying at first. Everyone seems bigger than you. Everyone seems to know what they're doing. The guy at the bench press looks like he was born there. The girl doing pull-ups looks like gravity forgot about her. And you? You walk around pretending to read the machine instructions. You pick up dumbbells that feel heavy until you see someone else warming up with twice as much. You do curls in the corner. You check if anyone is watching. Nobody is. That somehow makes it worse. Your first workout is messy. Your form is bad. Your confidence is worse. You train chest, arms, shoulders, and somehow forget legs completely. You leave the gym feeling like a warrior. The next morning, you cannot lift your arms to wash your hair, and for some strange reason, you love it. Because pain feels like proof. Proof that something happened. Proof that maybe, just maybe, you are changing. At level 1, you believe motivation is everything. You watch transformation videos at 2 a.m. You save bodybuilding quotes. You think one good playlist can change your entire life, and sometimes it can. For 1 hour. Then you eat whatever is in the fridge and promise tomorrow will be better. But you keep coming back. That is the first real test. Not how much you lift, not how big your arms are, not how fast you change. Just this. Do you return? Again. And again. And again. Level 2. The gym. Regular. After a few months, the gym stops feeling like another planet. You know where the dumbbells are. You know which bench is broken. You know which machine always makes a weird noise. You even have favorite equipment now. That's when you know you're becoming one of them. You start learning. Not perfectly, but seriously. You learn that chest day is not a full personality. You learn that protein matters. You learn that sleep matters. You learn that legs are not optional. You learn that lifting heavy is cool, but lifting correctly keeps you alive. Your body starts changing slowly. Not movie transformation fast. Real life fast. A little more shoulder. A little more arm. A little less softness around the waist. Your shirts fit differently. Your posture changes. People don't stop you in the street. But someone says, "Have you been working out?" And that sentence stays in your head for 3 weeks. At level 2, you become addicted to small signs. A vein appearing for 1 second. A better pump. 1 extra rep. 5 more pounds on the bar. A photo where your arm looks slightly bigger, if the light hits it just right. You start taking progress pictures. Same mirror, same pose, same disappointed face. But the body is different. A little. And that little difference becomes everything. You begin to understand the secret. Bodybuilding is not built from huge moments. It is built from tiny decisions repeated until they become your identity. You don't just go to the gym anymore. You are a person who trains. That sounds small, but it changes everything. Level 3. The obsessed beginner. Now, the gym is not part of your life. It is the center of it. You plan your day around training. You check menus before going out. You carry a shaker bottle like it's a religious object. You start saying things like, "I can't. I have to hit legs." Your friends laugh. You don't. Leg day is serious now. At level 3, you discover gym culture. You learn about bulking and cutting. You learn about progressive overload. You learn the difference between being sore and being injured. You start watching videos about the best angle for upper chest. Suddenly, every muscle has sections. Upper chest, lower lats, rear delts, long head of the triceps, medial delts. You didn't even know your body had this many problems. But now you want to fix all of them. Your food changes too. At first, you thought training was the hard part. Then, you met meal prep. Chicken, rice, eggs, oats, Greek yogurt. More chicken, more rice. A vegetable you eat because the internet told you to. You begin to measure things. Calories, protein, body weight, rest time, steps, sleep. You're no longer simply living. You're collecting data on yourself. And the mirror becomes both your best friend and your worst enemy. Some days you look bigger. Some days you look smaller. Some days you look like you've never lifted a weight in your life. That is when bodybuilding starts playing with your mind, because the more progress you make, the more flaws you see. At level 1, you wanted muscles. At level 3, you want symmetry, shape, conditioning, proportions. You don't just want to be bigger, you want to look built, and once that idea enters your mind, it never really leaves. Level 4, the bulk. You decide it is time to get serious. You're going to bulk, not just eat more. Bulk. It sounds scientific. It sounds powerful. It sounds like something a warrior does before battle. For the first few weeks, it feels amazing. More food, more strength, better pumps. Your lifts go up, your shirts feel tighter, you look fuller. You tell yourself, this is working. Then one day you look down and realize your abs have disappeared. Not gone forever. Just hiding. Under ambition. Bulking teaches you something. Bodybuilding always teaches eventually. Every goal has a price. You want size? You may lose leanness. You want strength? You may gain fat. You want to grow? You must accept looking worse before you look better. That is not easy, because bodybuilding is supposed to make you feel confident, but sometimes it makes you feel uncomfortable in your own skin. During the bulk, you eat when you're not hungry. You train heavy even when you're tired. You chase numbers. Bench press, squat, deadlift, shoulder press, rows. Everything becomes a mission. You celebrate personal records like national holidays. You become stronger, thicker, heavier. Your face gets rounder. Your hoodies become your best friend. People say, you look big, and you're not sure if they mean muscular or just big. But the bulk changes you. It gives you mass. It gives you strength. It gives you the foundation. And it teaches you patience. Because muscle is slow, painfully slow. You can gain weight quickly. You can gain fat quickly. But real muscle takes time. Months. Years. Repeats. Failures. Food. Sleep. Discipline. And many days when nothing seems to be happening. Level 5. The cut. Then comes the cut. The part everyone wants. Until they have to do it. At first, you feel motivated. You imagine the final look. Sharp jaw, visible abs. Defined arms. Shoulders like armor. You tell yourself, this will be easy. It is not easy. The cut begins politely. A little less food, a little more cardio. Some hunger. Nothing serious. Then it becomes personal. You start thinking about food all the time. Not because you're weak. Because your body is smart. It knows what you're doing. It knows you are taking energy away. And it fights back. You become colder. More tired. Less patient. Someone chews too loudly near you, and suddenly you understand violence. But you keep going. Because each week, the body reveals something new. A line on your shoulder. More separation in your arms. A shadow under your chest. Abs coming back like old friends who moved away. The scale drops. The mirror improves. Your strength may fall a little. Your mood may fall a lot. But the look appears. This is where you understand why bodybuilding is not just lifting weights. It is controlled suffering. Not dramatic, not heroic every day. Just quiet, boring suffering. saying no to food you want, doing cardio when you want sleep, training hard with less energy, smiling at people while imagining pancakes. At level 5, you learn discipline is not always loud. Sometimes discipline is sitting at a table with friends, drinking water, and pretending you are fine. Level 6. The first transformation. One day, you compare your old photo to your new photo, and for a second, you don't recognize yourself. The beginner is still there, somewhere behind the eyes, but the body is different now. The shoulders are wider. The waist is tighter. The arms have shape. The chest has thickness. The back looks like something happened. You did that. Not luck, not magic, not one perfect workout. You built it, rep by rep, meal by meal, month by month. This is the first big transformation, and it feels incredible, but it also creates a new problem. You thought you would finally be satisfied. You are not. You are proud, but not finished. Because now you can see what is possible, and possibility is dangerous. Before, you wanted to look like you work out. Now you want to look like a bodybuilder. That is a completely different world. You start studying physiques. Classic bodybuilders. Modern bodybuilders. Natural athletes. Men's physique, classic physique, open bodybuilding. You learn that every body tells a different story. Some people have wide clavicles, some have tiny waists, some have round muscle bellies, some have insane legs, some have genetics that feel unfair. And you learn one hard truth. You can improve your body, but you cannot become someone else. Your frame is your frame. Your insertions are your insertions. Your genetics are your genetics. But your effort, that belongs to you. At this level, bodybuilding becomes less about copying others and more about discovering what your own body can become. Level 7, the local competitor. Then the idea appears. At first, it is a joke. Maybe I should compete one day. You laugh when you say it, but you don't forget it. It stays in your mind during workouts, during cardio, during meal prep, during late nights scrolling through competition videos. Then one day, the joke becomes a plan. You choose a show, you choose a date, and everything changes. Now you are not training for the mirror. You are training for a stage, a deadline, a moment. There is no hiding on stage, no good lighting tricks, no pump cover-up, no hoodie. Just you. Under bright lights, standing next to people who suffer just as much as you. Competition prep is different. It takes the lifestyle and turns the volume up until it hurts. The food becomes stricter. The cardio becomes longer. The workouts become heavier mentally than physically. Your energy drops. Your face gets leaner. Your body gets sharper. Your patience disappears. People around you don't fully understand. They say, "Why are you doing this?" And honestly, some days you don't know. You just know you cannot stop now. At level 7, posing becomes your second training, and posing humbles you fast. You thought having muscle was enough. Then you try holding a front double biceps under fatigue and realize you look like a confused statue. You practice in the mirror. Again and again. Quarter turns. Transitions. Smile. Breathe. Flex legs. Open lats. Keep waist tight. Don't shake. Don't look dead inside. You learn that bodybuilding is not only building muscle, it is displaying it, controlling it, presenting it, turning pain into art. Show day arrives. Your tan is darker than your future. Your body is dry. Your stomach is empty. Your nerves are alive. Backstage smells like spray tan, rice cakes, and fear. Then they call your class. You walk out. The lights hit. For a second, you forget everything. Then muscle memory takes over. You pose, you flex, you smile, you suffer. And no matter where you place, you become different after that. Because once you have stood on stage nearly naked, dehydrated, exhausted, and judged, Most normal problems feel smaller. Level 8. The serious bodybuilder. After your first show, you understand the truth. Competing once is an experience. Continuing is a lifestyle. Now everything has structure. Off-season, prep, recovery, weak point training, check-ins, macros, steps, blood work, mobility, sleep, digestion, stress. You no longer ask, how do I get big? You ask, how do I improve without destroying myself? That is maturity. At level 8, you respect the body more. Because you have pushed it hard enough to know it can push back. Injuries become real. A shoulder ache, a lower back warning, a knee that complains on leg day. You learn to warm up properly because pain is no longer impressive. You learn that ego lifting is expensive. You learn that missing one workout is not failure. But ignoring recovery can cost you months. Your training becomes smarter. Not easier, smarter. You stop chasing attention in the gym. You chase execution. The right tempo, the right angle, the right contraction. A perfect set that nobody notices. You become less noisy, more focused. The beginner wanted everyone to see him. The serious bodybuilder does not care who is watching. He is there to work. Food is no longer emotional. It is part of the job. You don't always enjoy it, but you respect it. You know when to push. You know when to hold back. You know when hunger is expected. You know when something is wrong. This is the level where bodybuilding becomes less fantasy and more responsibility. Because the body you built now depends on your choices. Level 9. The advanced competitor. Now you are not just competing, you are chasing real placements. Regional shows, national qualifiers, maybe a pro card one day. People know you at the gym. Beginners ask you questions. Some people think your life must be pure confidence. They don't see the pressure. They don't see the mornings when you wake up flat and panic. They don't see the nights when you're too tired to talk. They don't see the meals eaten cold from plastic containers. They don't see the relationships tested by obsession. Advanced bodybuilding is beautiful from the outside, but from the inside, it can be lonely. Because the higher you go, the fewer people understand. You can't casually explain why a small change in weight affects your whole mood. You can't explain why being big enough means nothing when the judges want more balance. You can't explain why winning feels amazing for one day. Then suddenly you start thinking about what still needs improvement. This level demands honesty. You must look at your body without lying. Your legs need more size. Your back needs more thickness. Your waist must stay tight. Your posing needs polish. Your conditioning must improve. No excuses, only feedback. But this is also where bodybuilding becomes art. You understand lines, flow, shape, presence. You're not just adding muscle anymore. You're sculpting. Every year is a new version. Every season is an experiment. Every weakness becomes a project. At level 9, people see discipline. But what really matters is obsession controlled by wisdom. Because obsession without wisdom burns people out. Wisdom without obsession does not win. You need both. Level 10. The elite bodybuilder. At the elite level, bodybuilding is no longer something you do. It is something you are known for. Your body enters the room before your personality does. People stare. Some admire. Some judge. Some whisper. Some ask strange questions in public. How much do you bench? What do you eat? Are you natural? Can I touch your arm? You learn to smile. Sometimes. Your life is built around maintaining something most people cannot imagine building. The food, the training, the discipline, the travel, the pressure, the expectations. Your body becomes your career, your brand, your proof, and sometimes your prison. Because when people know you for your physique, it can feel like you are never allowed to be normal. You cannot just look tired. People think you're falling off. You cannot just gain weight. People say you lost it. You cannot just rest. People ask what happened. At the elite level, the mirror is not enough. The crowd is not enough. The trophy is not enough. You start asking deeper questions. Who am I without this body? Would people still respect me? Would I still respect myself? That is the hidden level of bodybuilding. The level nobody posts about, because the final boss is not another competitor. It is identity. You spent years building your body, but now you must build the person inside it. Level 11, the champion. Then comes the moment, the one you imagine during tired workouts, during early cardio, during hunger, during doubt, during every day you wanted to quit but didn't. You stand on stage, lights burning, skin shining, every muscle tight, every breath controlled. The judges look, the crowd waits. Your name is called. You win. For a second, the world becomes silent. Then everything hits you. The pain, the years, the sacrifices, the people who doubted you, the people who helped you, the old version of you, standing in that first gym, scared to touch the dumbbells. You want to cry, but you're too dehydrated, so you just smile. The trophy feels heavy, but not as heavy as the journey. Being a champion is not only about beating others. It is about becoming someone your past self would not believe. But even victory has a strange emptiness after it, because the next morning, the trophy is still there. But life continues. You still wake up, you still eat, you still train, you still face yourself. Winning gives you proof, but it does not give you peace forever. That part is still your responsibility. Level 12. The legend. A legend is not always the biggest, not always the leanest, not always the strongest. A legend is someone people remember, because they had something more than muscle. They had presence, story, character, a reason people cared. At this level, bodybuilding becomes legacy. You inspire beginners who will never meet you. You become the poster on someone's wall, the video someone watches before training, the reason someone walks into the gym for the first time. And maybe that is the real reward. Not just what you built for yourself, but what your journey gives to others. Because every bodybuilder begins the same way. Unsure, uncomfortable, a little lost, looking in the mirror and wondering if change is possible. And every great physique is proof that it is. But the legend understands something the beginner does not. Muscle fades. Trophies collect dust. Photos get old. Records get broken. But discipline stays with you. The lessons stay with you. The person you became stays with you. Final level. The human after all the levels. Beginner, regular, obsessed, bulking, cutting, competitor, champion, legend. There is one final level. The human level. The level where you understand your body is not just a project. It is your home. You spent years trying to make it bigger, leaner, stronger, more impressive. But now you understand. A great body means nothing if you destroy your life to build it. A strong body means nothing if your mind is broken. A champion physique means nothing if you cannot enjoy a normal day. The best bodybuilders learn balance eventually. Not because they become weak, because they become wise. They still train hard. They still care. They still push. But they know the gym is part of life. Not all of life. The mirror can show muscle. But it cannot show kindness. It cannot show loyalty. It cannot show peace. It cannot show whether you became a better person. That part is on you. So this is your life as every level of bodybuilder. You start with a small dumbbell and a dream. You chase size, then strength, then shape, then stage lights, then victory, then meaning. And somewhere along the way, you realize the real transformation was never just your body. It was the discipline you built, the patience you learned, the pain you survived, the confidence you earned, the person you became. Because bodybuilding is not really about becoming perfect. It is about proving, day after day, that you are not finished yet.